Well, not all the seats on the buses driving through D.C. on the Korean War honor flight were filled by veterans. Family members, some as young as 12, went along to get a history lesson through the eyes of a loved one. In this special report, I show you how some of those families are making sure their family member's legacy lives on. Sticking together, it's a theme that's woven into many veterans and their families.
My backbone. Without them, I don't do much.
It's been kind of fun to have our whole family involved in this to get Dad here.
Ruben Kavan's sons stayed on the home front in Nebraska, while his 3 daughters surprised him with special shirts, making sure he didn't see D.C. alone.
Just thinking that he was going to be, away from the family, because he's used to traveling with family.
Ruben was one of many veterans who visited the Korean War Memorial and shared the trip with family.
My son. He serves in the Air Force. He served in Korea after I served in Korea.
Brings back a lot of memories of being in Korea, of the setting, even from my time compared to my dad's time, I'm sure.
For Edsel Matusik, it was 3 generations reuniting in Washington, D.C. for the first time in 7 years.
Meeting these 2 guys, them guys get to come.
You never know when, at a certain age, when someone's going to pass. So being able to spend a great time with him and actually for him and for what he did for us in our country, it's awesome.
One of the messages of this honor flight is to share and tell a story, not only for the veterans to share with their family members, but also with younger generations to keep their legacy alive. Phil Matusik felt it was important to bring his 12-year-old son Joey on the trip to learn history from the people who've lived it.
You don't learn history from books just. So he got to actually see and talk to people who actually made history.
It was awesome to see what the history of America was and tell them stories what I learned.
Honor Flight volunteer Rick Linneman says his father passed away without ever sharing his war stories with him, which is why Rick wants to make sure these veterans don't do the same.
What compels me so much to be a part of these honor flights is to get these guys to open up and talk about it. We encourage that. We encourage that when they go home to please share that with their families, that they can tell their kids, tell their grandkids.
Because it's a history lesson from these veterans that won't be around forever. And when I was talking with some of the veterans off camera about what it meant to have their sons and daughters and family members in D.C. with them on the trip, it literally brought tears to some of their eyes. They were so thankful, not only for the trip, but that a loved one jumped at the chance and actually wanted to spend that special time with them.
Well, Bridget, you did a great job out there covering those stories. And you have a connection, too, right? Your grandpa was served in Korea?
My grandfather served in the Korean War. He actually passed away in 2009, but he was there with me, and all those Korean War veterans. I was wearing one of the pearls that he brought back from Japan when he was there stationed in Korea.
Nice memory. Good job.
Yeah,
Good job.
Thank you.